Oh, no, 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 don't do that. Jesus Christ.
To bring in my phone in.
You'll be all fucked up without the phone.
He's used to trying to keep it hidden from me.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not used to having the phone.
He already shot the phone, Scott. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I won't shoot that one.
Not used to bringing it in here, you know?
What we got here?
Keep it out there under lock and key. The Hydra shit.
Pretty much.
Don't use those for plinking. You ain't
No.
you ain't gonna find them too easy now.
So what was wrong? You got me jammed or?
There was a piece put it together wrong. There's like a little lever that goes up. That pushes the button and then the fucking fire thing can go. And instead of it being like this, whatever, push it up and it was like this side, so I just didn't do anything. I think I was gonna go back today and test fire and I never got to.
You got no more cell phones to.
It's still downstairs, so I can still
It's
shoot.
down there.
Oh.
Still in the museum. Lucky he never got a hold of that Buick. We would've had some fun with that. Oh man. I know, I'm experienced at shooting the shit out of cars, so we can do a good job on that.
I think the phone was enough. So this is what's in the battery?
Want the rest of your teeth?
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Huh?
This is what's in the battery now?
No, that's mine.
No, that's Stuckman's 45.
I showed my father's going.
Oh. I thought you were going to put the coach gun on it.
Yeah, if I'd have thought about that, I would have done that. You know, I would have thought about it myself. I didn't even think about it. I could have used one of the rifles on it too. I could have shot it with the
I was
Garand.
doing my 45, but you know.
If I shot that thing with the Garand, I think it'd be about 500 pieces. You'd be still picking it out of the dirt. It would be gone.
I thought you were going to put your coach gun on
That would have been.
It would have exploded. Just boom, pieces all over the place.
That's what I thought. I thought it was just going to be.
That's what I thought about it before we were coming up. I said I should have brought the fucking shotgun and shot that goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Barrels.
Put it
Poof! Thing would have been dust.
2 inches away from the bore and just boom.
Poor Scott. Cell phone.
I've had that phone for 15 years.
That's my favorite cell phone. I've had it forever.
5 million minutes on that phone. This is the phone that gave me a brain tumor.
It means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not falling over and cutting my head open.
Oh boy.
Got room to grow.
Where'd you put the cell phone?
Cell phone.
Oh, there it is.
Remnants.
There it is.
He put it back together and everything.
Actually, I'm the one who did that.
Are you?
Yeah. I was playing with it.
This is the bulletproof. The bullet's still in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Your casing is in there.
This could have saved your life one day, Scott.
I'm making a speech.
You know? See?
Yeah.
In, but not out. If you were in a bad neighborhood when you're down there in Jersey with Jim,
Bridgeport,
you
you
could have
mean?
put this up.
Yeah. The bionic phone.
The bullet's not in there.
No.
That
Fall out.
it probably fell out. We shot it like 3 or 4 times. It probably blew all over the place.
All right, boys.
All right, Mike.
Next weekend, maybe?
Till next weekend. We'll see. Oh, it got nice and chilly out here. Thank God. Hold on a sec, before we go, let me give you the money for the for the food. Fucking dollar bills. Oh, damn it.
Well, you might have some change.
No, wait a second. I owe you $2 from last week from that grease.
I figured it was a good buy.
Yeah, that's
I
all right.
feel like you can use it on the Model
It's
A or
general,
something.
well, you can use it on anything. It's just grease. You know, you use it on modern cars, old cars. Lawn mowers don't make a difference. There you go.
All right, thanks.
Yep. Oops. And we have 35,906, almost 36,000 miles. Damn. Another $5,000 in 1 week. Where the hell did you go? Jesus, like going to the fucking moon. Are you like commuting to Atlanta every day or something like that? Jesus Christ.
What do I got? We're about ready.
35,962. You're about to turn 36,000 miles.
36,000.
Just about. You see? I can't see shit.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, I'm about to hit 36. Look at that. I got it. Well, I started with 25.
Yeah. Oh, 2:21 in the morning. Oh boy. Now, how many more episodes we got to go left on this now? 2?
We just saw episode 8.
And it's 10 episodes?
12.
12. Okay. 3 more then.
I'm sure they'll show them reading the newspapers
What newspapers?
that it sank.
I don't think the series has really anything to do with the sinking.
No,
That part is actually left out of it, I'm pretty sure.
no, I'm thinking they're going to show them reading the newspapers that the thing sank.
Oh, possibly. I don't think so. What I read about this, it cuts off right before the, not before the Titanic launches to see it. It's only about the building. It's not about the sinking. You as the audience know all about the sinking already, and you could fill it in on context and the little things they talk about, like the quality of the steel and the double hulls and all that shit. The lack of lifeboats. Those are all decisions they made early on Titanic because, they were economic decisions, and in the end, they cost people their lives.
Mm-hmm. Reputation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Harlan and Wolff took a huge hit on that one.
Huge.
White Star took a huge hit. Didn't kill the company, but didn't help them either. They had a somewhat difficult time selling places on Olympic after that, So they had to do a huge, very expensive refit on it just to get people to go back on it again. And publicize the whole thing. Yes, now Olympic has a double hull. Now Olympic, all the shit that Muir wanted to put on Titanic, they had to put on Olympic. And later on Britannic, which they renamed, of course.
Oh, that was supposed to be gigantic.
It was supposed to be gigantic, yeah. Because it was actually the biggest of the 3.
How much bigger? Like
Just a very slight amount. Just enough so they could say, a couple inches or whatever. Just enough they could say that it was the biggest. Each one bigger than the last. Titanic was a little bit bigger than Olympic. Olympic was, and then Britannic was bigger than the other 2. Because the principal competition for Titanic was Lusitania and Mauritania of the Cunard line.
What happened to the Mauritania?
It was scrapped in the 1930s. It led a long and useful service life, unlike the Lusitania, and set many speed records across the Atlantic. But its time came, you know. Bigger, faster, more modern ships like the Normandy replaced it. And the Normandy, of course, had a very short service life.
You know what happened to that, right?
I know exactly what happened to it. It burned in New York Harbor
Yep.
and then capsized.
Grandfather said he saw it.
Yeah.
He saw that as he saw it on fire.
Oh yeah, I know. Someone in my family did too. What the hell?
What in the? Was he drunk?
Probably.
Did you see him walking?
Oh yeah, he's like walking sideways almost. At least he's walking and not driving, you know? I got no problem with that. You want to drink and walk home? That's fine.
Was he on the Costa Concordia? Did you see,
Yeah.
did you see that?
Yeah, I know.
Shit. Oh, speaking of the Titanic, they ever write that thing, or is it still
Oh, no, as far as I know, it's still sitting over there.
still laying on the side?
I think they did pump the fuel out of it, but they haven't done anything else with it. The ship is basically scrap. It's going to have to be it's a total loss. 100,
God,
total, absolute 100% loss.
all the upholstery and
Everything's gone. I'm sure they will salvage things from the dry side of the ship, you know, fixtures and televisions or whatever, shit like that, and the steel itself. But the ship as a whole functional unit is completely destroyed. No amount of fixing will put that right again.
so it's still laying on its side.
Yep. Last I heard, which was fairly recently, I looked it up online, it's still on its
A
side.
couple months ago, yeah.
Not even. We're talking probably less than half a month ago.
Shit. Is that a tourist attraction now for people to...
I highly doubt it.
No, I'm talking about to drive by and look at it.
If they're local, it's not really a touristy place, I don't think. You know? It's kind of a out-of-the-way location.
My favorite was the audio with the Coast Guard there.
For fuck's sake, get back on your ship.
No, I'm talking about the Coast Guard calling up saying, "Do you need assistance?" No,
Yeah.
we can quit calling here. Don't call here anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we're just sinking with the 4,000 people on board. We don't need any assistance.
And how many 911 calls were coming in?
Oh, dozens. Hundreds. Yeah, we're on this ship. We're listing badly, and they're not letting us into the lifeboats.
Captain's like, yeah, we don't need your help.
The only
Call
thing
here.
that spared that becoming a disaster of unbelievable proportions was the fact that they were very close to shore when it finally did go
Yeah,
over.
it wasn't like 1,000 miles away from right there. Right.
Yeah. I mean, people literally did swim to shore. Which is an utter disgrace that they had to go into the fucking water like that because, you know, had the lifeboats been launched earlier when they could still get them down the side of the ship, they could have gotten everybody into the lifeboats, no problem.
How long would it take to settle those lawsuits?
Years, I'm sure. I'll tell you one thing, if I had to go off that fucking boat into the water, there would be a massive fucking lawsuit. There won't be no fucking refund to the goddamn trip. Fuck you.
So what did they,
You're
what-
paying for all of my luggage, including the imaginary stuff I'm going to invent that I brought with me, and you're paying for my suffering.
Well, didn't the plane that went in the Hudson there, didn't they, what is that, Chris from Chris Automotive?
Yeah, I know one.
What did they all get?
I don't know. They did get some kind of a settlement. I don't know what it was, though. You'd have to ask Chris.
They didn't pay nobody off that Carnival cruise?
Which Carnival cruise?
The Costa Concordia.
I'm sure they probably are working on it. It's
and
too
they don't know
soon.
about all the other ones with the toilets.
Those
and
are civil lawsuits, so that takes years. You know? I mean, not everybody was injured, but everybody lost something. Even if it was just luggage and their trip. You know, those trips aren't cheap. You're talking thousands of dollars there. And it's people who died.
Yeah, what,
Yeah.
15, 20?
Yeah. Passengers and crew. They died, so, you know, someone's paying for that. Wow, we really got the road to ourselves tonight.
Well, it's a little bit later at night.
Yeah, that's true.
So what happens now? The police charge you. You get out on bail.
On what? The drug charge?
Yeah. So then what? So now
You
you're
well, you get arrested. You get brought before a judge. A date will be set for a trial, and that's that. You'll have to wait for the trial. Trial determines, and I mean, he may plead before then. You always have that option too. Imagine he's got to get a lawyer, all that other fun shit. The typical stuff that happens when you have a criminal arrest, which is what that is.
So do they lost all the records from the 60s and 70s, or do they got his whole record?
His record is going to be from the 70s and 80s, and they have all of that.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, they don't lose that, Scott. I don't care if you went to jail in New York State in 1905. That record still exists.
So they know all the shit he did.
Everything.
God.
And in computer age, it's even easier because they put all that shit on fucking computer. Every year, more and more records get entered into the system. But anything that's that modern, of course, is in there.
So now he just waits, what, for a phone call or a letter in the mail saying,
I guess.
come on up to Connecticut and...
You're ordered to be before the court at such a date. That's what you do.
So did he have drugs on him?
Yes.
Oh!
Yes, they were on him.
So it's one thing to be high on the substance.
Yeah.
So he actually had the, oh boy.
Yep. It was on him, and it was cocaine.
God almighty.
It wasn't a matter of a little joint or something like that. It was coke.
I wonder how much he had.
Well, not distribution weight. Obviously, he never would have got out of jail. He had, personal, probably less than an ounce. Or gram, as they call it. What's going on here?
Cops. No, it's a bus.
Bus. Yeah.
No, it's a cop. No? Yes.
It's just a truck.
I had roof rack lights on.
And he'll be boarding with the warden.
How do you plead? Is it better to plead guilty or not guilty?
Well, you always plead not guilty. Never admit to anything. I don't care if you caught red fucking handed. The lawyer tell you that you never admit to anything unless.
What good is not guilty if you got this shit on you?
Yeah. Well, you make them prove it. Then the onus is on them. And they may not want to get involved with this petty shit. Might just, plea it down to something, a fine or, something like that.
Maybe Connecticut just wants the...
Problem with him is, when you have a previous record, and then you're really looking at it, then the court looks at this and say, well, this guy just never learned. This is a repeat offender. He's a habitual user. This is someone who would benefit from a year or two locked up.
God. What's Terry gonna do if he gets locked up for a
Go
couple
live with her
years?
sister, I guess. I don't know.
I wonder how much money in fines.
I really don't know. I don't know any druggies. I really don't know, how that works.
I can tell you about the smaller offenses because we had to deal with them.
Yeah, I know.
With drugs, though, that was
Well, a lot of this varies location to location.
anything that was like, like one of our guys came back with a busted wrist and his arms all cut up, and the story, of course, did not match up what he was saying.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
You go before a court in New York City where drug offenses are 99.9% of the shit they do with every fucking day. It's like, okay, the 47th drug offense, the drug possession charge today. Okay, well, fine, next, But you go in small town America somewhere where they don't see that shit all the time, and it's considered, a lot of this is discretion of the judge and
Well,
the
Fox
prosecutor.
was, come on, you got it all up there, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know. I don't know the area at all, so I wouldn't know. But you go before a judge in Putnam County with the same type of offense, and they're gonna throw the book at you. It's gonna be a much more serious matter.
If it's like a drinking problem you have, they'll give you help.
Yeah.
The Navy will help in the military. All four services, they'll give you help. E3, E1, or you're a freaking master chief. They'll help you.
Yeah.
And then you have to, they give you those pills or whatever, and they put you in detox and shit.
Yeah. You're up there. Hello, my name is, and I am an alcoholic.
Yeah, yeah. Except the Navy don't call it AA. They call it. Well, you go to your meetings; they're mandatory, and it's on. They have it on your time.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
So the meetings are like anywhere after 5 to 7 at night. Mostly because it's treated as a disease.
Yeah.
That's what I was told. It's treated as a disease. Not like,
I'd have loved to have been a fly on the wall when Zach was doing his confessions.
Oh, God.
You can only imagine the bullshit he used to come up with. Hello, my name is Robert, and I am an alcoholic. I never actually did anything bad. I didn't drink that much, but
Yeah.
when I was overseas,
Yeah.
fighting in Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, Somalia, South Africa, all at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Korea. I might have drank a little bit. Post-traumatic stress disorder from my time on the DMZ, when I was knifing guys in the dark, Communication specialist by day, Rambo by night.
Yeah. Remember Chicky telling me he was in a bar one night and some guy wanted to kick his ass. He was talking shit.
Well, he didn't know when to fucking give it up, He forgets that he cannot use the bullshit on people who are the real thing, They're not going to believe his crap. And you work on an impressionable...
Over the years, nothing ever added up.
Yeah. Even someone who's not in the service would start to notice gaps in his fucking stories eventually,
To this day, it behooves me how he didn't wind up with more jail.
They just want
apparently 30 days was confirmed.
Yeah.
30 days was confirmed. By April,
Oh yeah, well that 30 days cost him everything. His military career, his citizenship rights, basically. He'll never vote in an election again. He'll never hold public office. He'll never own a firearm. He'll never have a job of responsibility. All of the things that happen when you have a felony conviction.
Yeah, when we were working over at Lamb and Thermic, and I kept saying, let's go to the freaking VA. They're quick. He got angry, I'll go there.
Yeah, oh yeah, he lost that too. Yeah.
And I couldn't get a clear answer. I was like, why did you go up there? And then she started in with saying something. I'm like, look, I don't wait till 2 in the morning to go to the ER, but once a year or whenever the hell I had to go, splinter in my foot or whatever the fuck it is, or so my knee blew up or something, whatever, you can go in, they take you right in.
Yeah.
Emergencies are always welcome. Or you can go to West Point. You can go to any thing. Preferably they want you to go there. But if it's an emergency and you're nearby, or you go down during the day and they assign you a primary care physician.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever. And then you get looked at. And it's all this low-level stuff they'll take care of. Sinuses, heartburn, whatever. They'll take care of all that shit. X-rays, little minor surgeries, ingrown tile. They'll take all that shit,
Yeah.
I can never figure out why, she was going through all that trouble to buy all that extra insurance. And I said, just go up to that. She said something about, this, that, this. I'm like... Either they lost the records or we got to wait too long. I'm like, there's no wait.
Yeah.
Never figure out why he never,
Well, we figured it out eventually. Boy, was it a whopper when we did. Block-and-mouth woman spilled it out.
I mean, long before she spilled, I knew something.
Well, you knew something. We all knew something was wrong.
Something was not right with that, My favorite is all the paperwork got lost.
Yeah. His sudden reemergence back then in 1997, at the same time you came home.
I was home for 30 days.
Yeah. I mean, the same night you came home, he showed up.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Surprised us both, actually.
Yeah, because we were still gonna we were gonna jump out and surprise Pat, and he
Yeah.
showed up. Could never get it clear. It was so when he showed up, like I was there, he could really.
He never
really
told you you were coming home. Yeah, well, they didn't need me after all, so okay. And now I understand why after that he didn't buy any more guns for Jimmy and why he defaulted on a couple that he had there because he could not legally purchase them. Because when Jimmy put that through a background check, it would have popped, a red flag immediately. At least I hope it would have. He wanted. In an ideal world, it would have. He wouldn't take the chance that it would. I guess.
Mine comes up.
You don't have a red flag on you.
No, I'm saying when, like one time I got pulled over by the police, and then, and then license registration, whatever, and then at the end, okay, you can go. Thank you for your service to the country. I didn't even flash my military ID.
Well, yeah, it'll be there, but
So it pops up.
sometimes criminal records don't quite catch up like they should, and the system is not perfect, especially back then. It's much more perfect today, but back then, in the late 90s, it was a little bit hopeful. It fouled up a lot, but he wouldn't take the risk that it would, work properly in his case. Because I never saw him purchase another firearm after he came home. Before that, he was doing it all the time. 94, 95, 96, he was buying shit constantly. But after 97, when he came in 98, 99, never saw him buy another firearm.
What was that Mall Ninja gun that I got a picture of?
I don't remember which one. You mean the M119?
Is that what he had in his apartment there?
M119 carbine, yeah.
Is that a Mall Ninja gun?
Yeah,
or?
basically it is. It's a piece of shit. That and he had the AR, two weapons he should not have had. Well, he shouldn't have had any firearms because he's a felon.
No pieces to firearms.
No. Well, you're allowed to have, pieces are one thing. But the whole firearm, no, you're not allowed to have that. Not a functional firearm. Not a receiver to a firearm either. You have a trigger, fine. Butt plate, that's just a piece of fucking metal. It means nothing. It's not a weapon, it's only useful when it's attached to a complete functional weapon. Otherwise, it's just a piece of scrap metal.
And the thing that was cut in half that you bought at the Rhinebeck show?
That's just scrap metal. That's nothing. It's a piece of junk.
It's a shame, too. What was that? That was an M14 receiver?
M1 Garand receiver.
Oh, Garand, yeah. I can't remember what the sign said. It said, "Thank you very much," or something. There's some sign that came that it was on. These days, even if you're clean cut and you're 22 years old, nobody wants to give you health insurance. Thank God I got that every day. I'm glad I stayed in as long as I stayed in,
Yeah.
Something goes bump in the night, Even Pat told me in the 90s or something, they were like, we took him to the hospital that one night, and he didn't have health insurance, and they hit him for like a couple of $300.
Oh, yeah.
Then he was complaining about it when he came out. He says, well, he was in and out in an hour, and I says, well, there you go. It's $350 I don't have for something. And aspirin, and they said, and
and his life pretty much went off the rails after he came back. I mean, he was around after 97 when he came home. It was almost 98, I think. But not really.
Living in a car.
Yeah, that too. And well, that was actually before that, but they never really got a clear answer out of him. And what the hell, this, that, he wouldn't say much.
Oh, it was all those those disturbing emails that.
That came later. Yeah, that's why after he dropped off the grid altogether. All of a sudden we start seeing that shit, hearing all the rumors and everything else. People were telling me stories. Who was it that saw him up there drunk as a skunk at fucking that bar of Tina's or whatever it is up there? You know, people who worked with him just saying, ratting him out for his DUI arrests and shit. And telling us about the blown airbag and shit like that.
Yeah. Well, didn't Mike deliver there and he heard about it?
He heard about it too, but I heard about it because his co-workers were down getting parts from us.
Oh.
And they were telling stories. The minute they found out I knew Zach, oh boy, they had all kinds of shit. Oh, him? Oh boy, yeah.
How'd he blow an airbag from under the hood?
He was under the dashboard. He cut
Under the dashboard.
He cut a wire and shorted it out. And blew the dash bags in it. I think it was a fucking Mercedes. It's a very expensive car.
So how much did this cost the dealer to...
Thousands. Because he had no experience working in those kinds of vehicles.
And then the brakes on the U-Haul truck in Connecticut or the Hertz truck.
You should never have... You have to be certified to work on a vehicle that passes DOT inspection. He was not certified or trained to work on those things at all. You know, it definitely was not something he should have been fucking around with. Or be allowed to fuck around with. Yeah, that's serious shit. You don't screw around with that.
He's got all those girls pregnant.
Yeah, the family man he ain't. He likes the making kids part. It's not the raising kids part he likes.
Well, the thing was, it's some girl that was like 16 and like 4 months old was pregnant.
Oh yeah.
So the kid was barely 16.
Yeah. I don't know what Connecticut state law is, but he probably could have gone to jail for that.
Well, the father, was looking for him, like.
Well, yeah, he took off.
He wanted to find him.
Whatever that girl was I met down at the yard there. I mean,
that was another one.
I mean, come on, you brought children into this world, and you don't even stick around so they know who the fuck you are. Even if you're an asshole, they should know who the fuck you are. One day they're going to ask, and they spend the rest of their lives wondering, who the fuck was my father, and why the fuck did he abandon me? You really want to condemn somebody to that? What did the kid do to you? You want to do that? You're a responsible dumb shit. They should at least know what a dumb shit you are. I mean, that's lower than fucking whale shit.
Pops out in Colorado.
Yeah. You know what? I would not be surprised if one day someone does walk into the yard, some kid.
Yep.
So I understand maybe you might have known my father. His name was Bob Zach. Well, you know what? Yes, I did. What do you want to know?
No, God.
Videos, pictures, all that. His current location, somewhere in Colorado. I know it's a big state, but that's all I can tell you. I don't know where else he might be.
War hero of...
Yeah.
The most highly decorated...
No, his bullshit stories I'm not going to fucking repeat. They ask me about him, they're going to get the truth, unvarnished. So I got to tell you this, but your father's not responsible. He really isn't. He wouldn't have been able to raise you, provide for you. Whoever did that did you a favor, because you wouldn't have got it from your father.
I heard he was a war hero.
Yeah. I said he was never in a war. He spent 3 years active, barely. Got out on a medical. Never saw combat anywhere, or even a deployment. Never saw a deployment. He was a communication specialist, not Rambo. He spent 11, 12 years in the fucking reserves. Never was deployed there either. He did his 2 weekends a year, whatever the hell it was, and that was that.
You hold sweepers.
Then he went back active duty and got himself in a stupid-ass mess and was thrown out of the service, dishonorably discharged.
Yeah,
that's the truth.
Bad conduct.
Yes, bad conduct discharge, that's the truth.
Or dishonorable. Dishonorable, bad conduct is dishonorable.
Yeah, same thing. Same penalties.
Yeah, BCD, big chicken dinner, that's what they call it.
Yeah, your father is a felon.
So you remember him receiving a check once a month from the VA, or?
I never saw his checks, but I heard them mentioned enough that he was. He mentioned it more than once that he was getting a check for it.
Yeah, because
How much he never said. I never asked either. It's none of my
I
business.
would guess if he got put out, let's say a truck did run you over, and you had a limp.
His foot. He never.
foot,
had,
yeah, if your
You know
foot-
something? Even when he first came back from the service, I don't ever remember him limping.
Well, let's say you legitimately your foot got ran over,
Yeah.
and then you file a claim. At best, he was probably getting $100 maybe,
Could have been.
$80, $90 like that,
Yeah.
a month. You didn't get your hand chopped off or something, or blind, or your ear cut
Yeah.
off. Anytime you start losing limbs, then the paycheck goes up.
Yeah.
Both legs and you're in a wheelchair, that's a hell of a paycheck, but then I don't think they care. Now you're in a fucking wheelchair, you don't care how much money you're fucking getting. You're getting $5,000 a month, you can give a fuck. That's what I hear from the vets up at the VA. I don't care how big the fucking check is.
Yeah.
I'm in a fucking wheelchair, I got no arm, or no
Yeah.
arms. They don't care. Things like, I knew somebody that got put out after 12 years with diabetes, and he is getting $650 a month.
How could that possibly be? Because how does the military give you diabetes?
Bad diet, deployed. He was deployed all the time.
Oh.
Yeah, and they accept and recognize that you don't have the best of health conditions.
Yeah, you're eating MREs and
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
Afghanistan.
Yeah, he had a shit diet. So he's now out with a honorable under medical,
Yeah.
and he gets about $650 a month.
Now, why was he unable to serve? Because of diabetes.
Medication you have to take, and you're not 100%. You get hot very easy.
Well, that's only for eating fucking carbs.
Well, again, you're not in the best.
Well, he
of
may
health.
have been insulin dependent. That's
Yeah.
different.
The medication plus you're not 100%,
Yeah.
and he wasn't 50, 60 years old. He was in early 30s,
Yeah.
like 30, I think. 30.
You'd think though the military would have found him a quiet desk job somewhere. Somebody has to push
They
papers
don't.
too.
But again, he still needs his medication, and
Yeah, they're paying for that either way.
and it wasn't inherited diabetes either. He didn't get it from his parents. And that's a nasty one too. That's like because now you're talking after. Oh, and then guess what's gonna follow after that?
What?
You go blind. You start losing.
Oh, trust me, I know all about that, Scott.
Yeah. You start losing fingers. And,
Yes, my doctor has scared the shit out of me with that. What do you think? I fucking stay
Yeah,
away
that's
from
why the
kicking?
military don't want to carry you.
Yeah.
But they'll give you a paycheck though.
Yeah.
And then anything related to diabetes, he's covered at the VA. Cut off arms, blown off arms, and shit like that. You're gonna get big paychecks for. You get out for something like your foot got ran over, $80, $100 a month maybe, $89.
Yeah.
That's it. You're not gonna get But there's other. But then you're covered for other shit too. You go up there for low level shit, they'll take care of you. I got a cold. I got a horrible fucking cough. Come on in.
Yeah.
Real big fucking shit. Big major surgeries, that's different. Unless you're retired, then that's different. But that's what the VA does. They take care of the vets.
Don't forget your traffic lights, Scott.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I would have forgotten.
I figured you might have. You did last week.
I don't think I'm going to get lucky 2 weeks in a row. Dental is limited, but you got something.
Yeah.
You got checkups, cleanings, fillings, shit like that, root canals, but
Well, he gave all that up when he fucked up.
I can go to West Point. I can go anywhere I want. Lakehurst, go anywhere I want. Walk-ins, of course, but then of course it's an emergency. They'll take you right in. Providing you bring yourself in.
Yeah.
And something happens and I'm unconscious, they flip the bill until I wake up, and then I'm in Putnam Hospital for 4 days, and you know, oh, you're a vet. Oh, okay. Now we need to transfer you over to Castle Point. No charge.
Yeah.
You know, so all that would have been covered. Get that. Now would have been stuck at that fucking red light. Good call. Good call. Stupid fucking light. Remember that weekend everybody came down looking for him. You hiding him? Have you seen him?
Yeah.
No. I have not.
Yeah, I specialize in hiding Zach. Okay.
I came up for the weekend. Have you seen him?
Yeah, he stumbled in here drunk because he wrecked his car, driving drunk. I had to smack the shit out of him. Never mind hide him.
We got your room ready for you.
You want him? He's tied to the fucking gate. Been there for a day or two. Might be a little ripe by now.
God.
I'm sure he's ready to go to jail.
Hiding in the woods.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Well, apparently we're ready to hide the gas station, I think, for a
He
few
was
days.
behind a gas station in his car, his own car.
Yeah, for like 2 days or something.
Yeah, he was sleeping it off.
God. And when the cops finally got him, they
Well, he was long since sober by then.
God.
Well, and it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Poor Tiger's probably waiting for me to get in there.
Oh, look at that. 984
Where?
on my thing.
Oh. Let's see. 35984.
So I'm just about on 36.
Yeah, just about. All right.
I should be around next week.
Okay. Same time, same bat channel.
And this time you went 2 steak burritos, not 2 bean burritos.
Yeah, we'll go for something a little different.
I remember that.